TikTok is the video app sweeping the world. But if you think the scariest thing on it is Jacob Sartorius' lip-syncing videos, then you'd be wrong. In fact, people have caught some very scary videos on TikTok, from haunted flights to creepy strangers in their grandparents' basements. I'm Charlie, and today we're going to look at scary TikTok videos you should not watch before sleep. But before we get into it, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too. Coming up first is Haunted Flight. This one comes from a user named Melody Zaragoza. She was flying on a plane one day when all of a sudden the unexpected happened. The screens and lights in the plane all glitched out. They flashed on and off, almost like they were being hijacked or hacked into. Maybe a UFO was flying near to this plane and caused a disturbance. Or maybe it was simply an issue with the electronics in the aeroplane. On TikTok, her caption said the flight was not fun. I'm not sure what's worse, an alien hijacking your plane or the electricity not working in it. What do you guys think is going on in this bizarre flight video? Coming up next is Abandoned House. One day, an American TikTok user named Brandy Sawyer was exploring an abandoned house. Her and her friends walked over to it, but were freaked out before they even went inside. The house is in a rural area in the middle of nowhere with nothing around it. But Brandy and her friends are creeped out by the top right hand window. Check out this version I enhanced, and inside the window you can clearly see someone. You can tell it's not simply a reflection because the other windows don't have anyone in them. To me, it looks like a very pale face of a young Victorian girl. Do you guys agree with me, or do you think this is something else? Brandy and her friends did not enter the house because they were too scared after seeing this. And I do not blame them. I would not be returning to that house. Without a camera, that is. You have to get those TikTok views somehow. Coming up next is Shadow Demon. This is one TikTok which is bound to give you nightmares. It comes from a user named Blissfully Ironic. Most of his content is comedy TikToks. But one night, him and a friend caught something scary on camera. He heard something outside his house, so he began recording through the window. He kept hearing it though, so he grabbed a flashlight and went outside. At first, he thought him and his friend were being too loud and his neighbor was complaining. But as he pans around with a flashlight, something scary is waiting for him. As you can see, a dark figure pokes their head out and then puts it back behind a building. Some say this was some kind of shadow demon or ghost, but personally I think it's more likely this is a burglar or someone trying to rob him. Lots of burglars do stalk out houses wearing morph suits. This is so no one can give a description of them to the police. But what do you guys think? Paranormal, burglar, or something else? Next up is Ghost Woman. This scary TikTok is from Jordan Dreyer. One stormy night, him and his friend were driving down a highway. That's when they see a woman dressed in all white in the middle of the road. Jordan begins filming, wondering what's going on. Jordan and his friend are clearly scared, as you can hear in the audio. But as they get close to her, she stops moving and looks right at them. Her white dress is moving around in the storm, and it kind of looks like a wedding dress to me. Maybe this is a depressed bride who got stood up. Or maybe this is a ghost or paranormal spirit. Some are saying this may not be a human because it doesn't look like she's got a face. All I can see is a grey blur, but maybe that's because he was filming at night with a phone, which is not the best quality. What do you think went down on that scary night? Coming up next is Haunted Apartment. This one comes from a TikTok user named RV Godoy, and it seems like he has a slight paranormal problem inside his apartment. The video begins with him breathing heavily and closing a door. He's also got all of his lights turned off and he's using the flashlight on his cell phone's camera. You hear a slight banging outside the door and then he runs off. The guy takes a deep breath and then opens the door to take a look. And that is when the truly paranormal happens. The door swings open and you can see no one was on the other side of the door. Personally, I think this guy's apartment may be haunted. Or perhaps this is carefully staged. I'm not sure how the door opened though without anyone being on the other side. Let me know what you guys think down below. Coming up next is Grandma's Basement. You may think of your grandmother's house as filled with love and great baking, but have you ever been down to your grandparents' basement? Well, this TikTok user did, and he regretted it soon after. He was taking a look at his grandparents' basement, getting something for them. He's filming because he's using his phone's camera as a flashlight. He sees the creepy looking scarecrow down there, but eventually he finds the food his grandmother wanted and turns around to go back upstairs. However, as he turns around, there is a figure holding what appears to be a hammer. I've enhanced this and it seems like it's probably his grandfather. Or maybe it's an unknown figure, we don't know because the video ends right there. It begs the question though, why on earth did his grandfather creep up on him with a hammer? This kind of reminds me of the movie The Visit, where some people's grandparents want to take them out. What do you guys think of this very eerie footage? Next up is Ghostface. Facial recognition technology is amazing, but it's also at times very terrifying. In a similar way to Instagram and Snapchat, TikTok also allows you to put filters on your face. One day a TikTok user named Kayla was doing this, but things went very wrong. Her filter detected her face, but then another face right next to her. Maybe the camera picked up on a spirit or a face she couldn't see. It also kind of looks like it's superimposing a face on her bed. Many people who capture photos of ghosts say they don't see them in real life. They only witness the ghost when the photo's been taken and they go back to review it. So maybe that's what happened here in real time. Some say maybe Kayla arranged her bed so that TikTok thought it was a face. But these apps are very smart and can usually tell the difference between a face and something else. What do you guys think is going on here? And finally we have paranormal video. This TikTok is super scary and was recorded in a road. A bunch of cars were stopped at a stoplight when someone notices something strange. As you can see, this driver's head is moving, but his reflection in the mirror is not.
Look at that, his face just moved, but the guy in the mirror is seeing the same.
Maybe this guy has a fake mirror, but I find that very unlikely. Mirrors are supposed to be direct reflections. So it makes no sense that this guy moves in real life but not in the mirror. The TikToker ends the video by saying there's a glitch in the Matrix.
The Matrix is broken.
And after watching these videos, I happen to agree. It seems like even apps as innocent as TikTok have a dark side. But now it's time to make your voice heard. Vote in the poll in the top right corner which was the most scary TikTok on this list. If you want some more amazing videos, then check out my second channel. But as always, thanks for watching. There's some more videos you may like on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.